All right, I've had a couple of people ask me how I did the internal tailgate release on my Jeep Gladiator, so I'm just making a real quick video. This is not going to be fancy, no editing, we're doing it live. So let me switch the camera around and I'll show you what I did. So in the interest of time, I have already taken all the bolts out. Can I zoom out here one? There we go. I've taken all the bolts out already. We got two panels in the tailgate, this longer one and this little short guy. So I've taken all the bolts out that hold it in. They're like an M6 maybe. You know, I forget because I've changed the bolts. So I think it's an M6. So I took those all out and I'll show you what I did first. So you see right here, I got this ratchet strap material I bought on Amazon, 10 bucks for like 30 feet of it. Looped it over a couple times, hot glued it together. I'm gonna put like these little screw together rivets that I have just to hold it in place to make a pull loop. So let's start on this end. So I'm actually gonna put a couple of washers on here, I think, but this is the internal mechanism for the, let's zoom in here. There we go. This is the internal mechanism for the tailgate release. So if I pull from the bottom, the latch, you can see what it does. You know, it's basically when you pull it, when this gets pulled down, it unlatches the tailgate. So I just disconnected this little clip. You just turn it sideways, or push it sideways like that. It comes loose, and then you can slide this around, slide this guy off. On this end of the loop, I glued it together again over a couple of times to make it thicker, and I burned a hole through it with a soldering iron just to get the right size. I'm going to, before I put this back together, put a washer on either side of this, I think. So I did that, and then I just ran the ratchet strap underneath here. You can get your hands in there, and I drilled a small 3/4 inch hole on this side. I've tried a couple different things to make sure that this isn't rubbing. I tried to grom it, it wouldn't stay in there. I put some sleeve around the ratchet strap, it wouldn't stay in there either. So I just put a bunch of duct tape and we'll see how that works for a while. But basically, I just drilled a hole in there, and you can see that let's try this again. I ran there's the grommet that's not really staying in place. I got some tape. I think while I have it open, I'm gonna tape the bottom too. And a little sleeve here that I put on there just to keep it from chafing, but that's all it is. Oh, I just dropped a screw in there. That's all it is. So when you pull this from inside, and I'll do it in a second. Actually, I have some other clips up in there. You just pull that. All it does is put the pressure against here, slide this down, and it pops the tailgate. So really pretty straightforward, not real elegant. Yeah, but you know, it looks fine. And then I have a tailgate pad. So I'll put them all back together. I'm gonna put a couple washers on here and put some tape on the back side of this as well to hold it. But that's basically what I did. So I'm gonna pause it and put a couple of washers on there, and I'll turn it back on when I'm done. Okay, so that was quick and easy. I don't know if you can see it. I threw a good size washer right there. Should help because now it's got a little something more solid, not just this cloth or the, you know, bendable ratchet strap. I think that's actually a lot better. And then on this very fancy job right here, on this, let's zoom in here a little bit. I put some, the world's best creation, some duct tape on the back, basically just trying to hold that grommet in place. So that seems a little bit better. So again, I'm gonna zip this back up. I'll put the tailgate pad back on there so you can see what it looks like. All right, and just in case you want to see what I did for the pull strap to close the tailgate, or to pull it closed from inside, I just have another loop. I bought this one off Amazon. I forget what it's like, for a wakeboard or something. I probably should have got another one of these to put over here, but I didn't. So it just goes into one of the corner holes of this tailgate panel. Same thing, I burned a hole through the middle of it with a soldering iron to get the right size and just bolted it in place. Okay, so I'm inside the truck. I've already closed the hatch, the rear hatch of my camper. So I'm just gonna reach over here, pull this guy closed, and now my camper is closed. So from the inside, it's hard to see a little bit in here, it's dark. Basically this little guy right here, my little loop that I made, I'm just gonna pull on it, little tug, and it pops the hatch, and then I can get out of here as well. Hard to do this one-handed. So anyway, that's how it works.